rainforest is one of Earth's greatest proclamations of biological diversity and a testament to the intricacies and complexities of life. Tropical rainforests embrace the center of the Earth, a giant green sash performing the task of the world's lungs. The rainforest's beauty is unmatched, its ecological enigma unsolved. Sadly, the integrity and future of the rainforest is in jeopardy. Logging, development, and greed have all played roles in the rapid deforestation and massive exploitation of rainforests. Today, there is an urgent call to preserve this vital element of nature. One of the groups answering that call is COTERC, Executive Director Marilyn Cole.
COTERC stands for the Canadian Organization for Tropical Education and Rainforest Conservation, which is a real mouthful, so we say COTERC for short. It's a Canadian registered charity, and what we do is foster rainforest conservation through education and research. We do that in two ways, both here in Costa Rica and also back in Canada. In Canada, we go to the schools and provide educational programs for the children there to make them understand that they really should care about rainforest conservation, which is thousands of miles from where they really live. Here in Costa Rica, we've established a research station.
Cano Palma Biological Station is located in one of the most endangered ecosystems on Earth, the Atlantic lowland tropical rainforest, which is famous for its biodiversity. Though under siege, study of this wondrous ecosystem has been neglected. COTERC is trying to change that.
We provide the facilities for visiting North American researchers and students, and we encourage student groups to come here. The idea is for them to learn and appreciate what the rainforest is all about. There are so many things to be studied here. There's virtually nothing known about this area so far, so it's an open field for anyone who wants to do some studies, either independently or as a group.
One of the students who has taken advantage of this opportunity is Bruce Duthie, an undergraduate studying herpetology at Simon Fraser University in British Columbia.
Right now what I'm doing is studying the behavioral patterns in the poison dart frog, Dendrobates pumilio. What I've observed recently is that the calling patterns of these frogs tend to relate to the calling patterns of cicadas, those loud, obnoxious insects that are heard all throughout the jungle here. And these cicada calls are really overwhelming compared to the poison dart frog. So what I'm trying to see if there's a relationship between the feeding patterns and the cicada calls and the calls of the poison dart frog. What it would show is that the amount of species in a tropical forest, definitely have some sort of relationship with each other. So if you're going to remove any particular one of them, it's going to affect others as well as its own.
To make a researcher's stay more comfortable, Cano Palma Biological Station has much to offer. Dorms, showers, a common area with access to a library, a marked trail in the forest, and assistance from 2 full-time employees, both of whom have backgrounds in science.
We also provide scholarships for Costa Rican university students because we feel that they really should be benefiting from our presence in the country.
Ahora estamos cobrando $10 por día, este incluye toda la comida y un lugar para dormir.
COTERC is constantly building relationships with the people of Costa Rica. Mutual respect is a key ingredient in this partnership of conservation.
Muchas gracias.
No, mucho gusto. Gracias para visitándonos.
Scientific Officer Pat Ope.
We work here in the village. In the village of Tortuguero, we're currently working with the school kids. We have a program, an educational program on environmental education. We take researchers up there when the researchers are here. We have actively, this past year was a pretty good year. The National Museum came out with a 3 or 4 day seminar or workshop with the kids, which the station was basically facilitated, and it's the reason they came out here. The National Zoo also came out this past year. In addition to that, the station has agreements, or they call them convenios here, with the National University, which is in Heredia, right outside of San Jose. An agreement, same kind of an agreement with the National Museum. And all this is part of the effort to try to work with Costa Rican organizations, which is something the organization is very, very sensitive to. It's very important not to just come into this country and do what you want. You want to work with the people that are here because it's their country.
One of the latest projects in which COTERC and the local population have started is a butterfly breeding program in the main village of Tortuguero.
This is a work in progress?
The work is in progress. This will be essentially the entrance area and exhibition area. On the walls will have various items of information about butterflies. Everything from their life cycle, maybe a conservation message about conservation of butterflies, and hopefully tie that to the ecosystem around Tortuguero, kind of all at once. Okay, so the people will walk out into the garden area. After receiving the information, there'll be an enclosed flyway here. Okay, this material inside here, the green material, is the netting, which is going to be stretched over these cables. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to have a path here. We'll wind that path through, around, kind of meandering through. We'll have groups of plants. For example, over there we'll have a group of plants from the family of the coffee family, for example, which will provide nectar, for example, for some of the butterflies.
Any proceeds that are made from the admission fees for entering by tourists to this butterfly farm will go towards the community for them to put into whatever development they would like. In this way, we hope that it will deter the rate of destruction of the rainforest here, because it will give them an alternative means of making money.
COTERC operates and functions at many levels. They work with local museums, universities, and other conservation organizations. The facility also conducts its own research, everything from monitoring weather conditions for Environment Canada to tracking caiman populations and the effects of ecotourism. COTERC was also instrumental in the Costa Rican ban on sea turtle hunting. In 1996, they were credited with helping to discover a new species of plant. Most recently, their lobbying and diligence were responsible for the government's crackdown on illegal land claims in and around the Bar del Colorado Wildlife Refuge.
There's a lot of controversy about that. Many of these people have businesses in town. They're not displaced people by any means. Or else they've been hired by somebody to come in here to claim the land.
For future development?
For future development, yes. Perhaps to make some cabins in the future, some kind of tourist thing.
In June of 1997, Costa Rican authorities forced the removal of dozens of squatters. Although they are gone, their legacy of destruction is still there, and the threat of their return is still present.
Historically speaking, when squatters are moved from an area, they generally do come back.
COTERC has accomplished a great deal since its beginnings in 1990. What started out as a fledgling project has turned into an international effort focused on understanding and saving one of the world's most exotic and threatened ecosystems.
It's important to be able to educate people who aren't around this type of area about what's out there. Through minor publications, through word of mouth, you can easily start promoting conservation and the importance of rainforest education.
We need research, because if we're going to try to save the wildlife and the flora, we have to understand their ecological systems and how they all interconnect with one another, and that requires a great deal of research. There's not a great deal known, even though it may seem unlikely, but you've got to start with basics before you can know how you're going to protect these animals.